So are you somebody who either goes out and forgets the training session that you should be doing, or worse still, don't have a training session to follow at all? Well, what if I was to tell you there's a super simple way of getting a training session onto your training device so that you can follow it through on the screen, almost as though you have a coach with you at all times. So this can be done on lots of different types of software and training devices, but in this example, we're going to be using Training Peaks as the software and Garmin as our training device. And don't worry, even if you're a technophobe, I'm going to keep it super simple and show you how this can be done. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so first of all, we are going to go to the Training Peaks website. Now, you haven't got an account, just sign up. There is a free version available, and that's absolutely fine for what we're doing here today. So go to Training Peaks. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to click on this different tab over here. And as you can see, this is a test account we use. So I'm going to keep it really simple here. I'm going to go to the calendar tab at the top there. And as you can see, it's brought up the current dates, the current calendar. I'm going to click on the little plus icon for today's date. And let's do a bike session. Okay, so let's give it a name. So test workout. And so what you need to do is you need to press this blue box here, the build workout box. Now, you can choose whether or not you set intervals based on duration or distance. Now, on this example, I'm going to use duration, and you can also have there's various different ways of selecting what kind of power level or effort level you want to use. Now, some of you might not have a power meter, you might not have a heart rate monitor. So for this, I'm just going to use rate of perceived exertion, which is a scale of how things feel out of 10. Okay, so rate of perceived exertion. And the last box here is you can either have a target, so a specific effort level, or you can have a range. So you could be like 3 to 5 out of 10, for example. A target would be, we want you to be at 9 out of 10. So that's the way that works. Okay, so I'm going to keep it as target and press continue. And then simple, this is the workout builder. So at the top here, you can see we've got some kind of templates, if you like. So the first one here is a warm-up. So I'm going to drop a warm-up on there. And as you can see, it's dropped it in at 20 minutes. And this kind of section here is where it gives you a little bit more detail about the individual intervals. So I'm going to change that to 10 minutes. And as you can see, it's given me it's kind of a default time of, and as you can see, it's given me a default effort level of 1 out of 10, which is basically lying in bed. So I'm going to change that to, let's go 4 out of 10 just to warm up. Let's choose we can do a 2-step repeat here. So let's put a 2-step repeat in. As you can see, you simply drag and drop these wherever you like. So they're all set at 1 at the moment, so they're all defaulted to 1. So the hard interval is dropped in and the easy interval is dropped in. Again, they're just defaults, and you can change the names of these, you can change the durations, and you can change the effort levels. So I'm going to leave it at hard, and I'm going to go, let's go, I don't know, 8 out of 10, not 18, 8 out of 10 effort on the hard for 3 minutes, and then easy, let's go, I don't know, 4 out of 10 on the easy for 1 minute. And there you can see we've got 4 intervals of 3 minutes, 8 out of 10 effort, and then 1 minute at 4 out of 10 on the easy recovery. Now, it's defaulted to 4. You can take these down just by pressing the minus symbol there. So minus, take it down, or you can take it up and do even more of these. If you want to speed the process up, you could put 10 in here, and there you go, we've got 10 of them. Super simple. Now, there are also different types of kind of intervals and things that you can put in there. So you've got some ramp ups. So let's put a little ramp up in the beginning there. And again, it's all defaulted to 1. Now, what you can actually do with these is you can drag them up. So you can drag the effort level up. So you've got a nice easy ramp starting at, well, 1 out of 10 at the moment, and then 3, and then 4, and then 6. And as you can see, as you drag this up, it's now 1, then 3, then 5, then 7. So simple way of doing a ramp. And then let's drop a recovery in at the end. And yeah, let's leave it at that, 5 minutes. Let's change the RPE level to 4. Again, you can just drag it up this way. Or you can drop down here and you can change the effort level on this here. All right, so there we got 107 minutes, and we've called it test workout now. Let's click and save that. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is go onto our Garmin Connect app on our phone. As you can see there, eventually, there we go, it has brought in automatically the test workout. Now, this will only sync if you have connected your Garmin account to your Training Peaks account. And I'll pop a link down below so you can connect those two things up. Now, you can press the on the app, you can press the workout. It gives very basic details of what's in there, not a huge amount really at all. But what you can do from here is you can, top right, you can see the little phone icon, you can press that and you can send it to your device. My Edge 530 is what we're going to use, so I'm going to press on that. Now the Edge 530 is actually off at the moment. Once that switches back on, it should automatically synchronize. So let's take a look at that now. Because this is my Garmin Edge 530, it will work in a very similar way on different devices, but this is the model that we're using today. So if we go into the menu, so press the down button to go into menu, and then we're going to be finding our training option, which is the top one. So press that to enter. Now, training plan at the top there, it says there's 2 workouts, and I'll show you why that is in a minute. But so yes, well, let's have a look at our 2 workouts. And there we go, there's our test workout. So that's the one we created in Training Peaks earlier on. So if we select that, and then you can review the workout, and it gives you a bit of a summary as to what it is you're going to be doing. So that's pretty straightforward. You go back to the top here, and if you want to do the workout, we can press start or restart there. It's saying restart because you already had a workout loaded up, but restart, and it will take you into it. And there we go. It's telling you you've got 10 minutes of the warm up, and it will take you through and give you some direction as to what it is that you should be doing as you go through the various different intervals and things. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. Now, the reason I have a second workout loaded in, if I just kind of go back here, go back into menu, back into training, and we're going to select the second workout this time, which is over unders. Now, I've loaded this second workout up to demonstrate to you what happens if you actually set up training sessions using power or heart rate as your metric. Now, we just used a rate of perceived exertion, which is a fairly kind of crude way of guiding your training sessions because it's just based on how you feel. Now, if you can do things a bit more accurately using heart rate or power, then this is what you get. So this is a different workout which I've created using a power profile. And as you can see, this time you actually have little, similar in the way that we created the profile in the test workout. This time we have a profile actually showing up on the Garmin. Now, this is really good because it allows you to see exactly what the workout is, when the intervals are, when the rest periods are. And if we select that to review it, just press yes. And there we go. We've got a bit of a summary again. There's the graph, and then there's the summary, and there's actually all the power zones, because if you use power, it'll know exactly what zones and what power levels you should be looking to hold. So let's press restart. So we've swapped from one workout to the other now. Now, as you can see, it's similar to the screen, but this time we've got much more information. We've got the 10-minute duration for the warm-up, and it's telling me actually that the warm-up should be between 106 watts and 133 watts. And what actually happens when you start the workout is you have a little arrow which sits on this bar here, and depending on what power you're holding, it will tell you whether you're in the green zone or whether you'll shoot off at the top to the red or down the other end if you go into easy. But there we go. So that's 106 to 133 watts, and it will take you through each individual interval like that. And that's what I said. It's quite simple, but it's a really good way of making sure that you're doing your training sessions exactly in the way that you should be, at the right power zones, the right intensity zones at the right time. Makes it so much more interesting, and you know you're doing the best training session you can. Now, I hope you found that useful. Try to keep it as simple as possible because it can get a bit complicated setting this kind of stuff up sometimes. But again, if you've got any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. We'll try and help you out as best we can if you get into any difficulties. If you need training workouts, then we have training plans that we offer. So again, if you're interested in that, then give us a shout. We'll pop some comments and put some links down below as well. So hopefully they can help you out. But failing that, now you know how to create your workouts, get them onto your Garmin, have some great quality training sessions. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.